movie meant for children. My first movie that I watched in the theatre was 100 Days, a psychological thriller, wherein the hero would woo his girlfriends and sometimes marry them and kill them before sealing them into the wall. Not the kind of movies that you watch at the tender age of 6. As if this was not enough, the second movie that I watched was Dirt, a violent love story, wherein Shah Rukh Khan would chase Juhi Chawla from their university days till the time she got married and until the time Shah Rukh Khan was killed. I was 8 then. Fellow Toastmasters, I'm not sure what my parents were trying to do. Whether they're trying to scare me away from watching movies or convert me into a serial lover. The latter didn't happen because I went on to become an engineer. And you know how engineering colleges are. The former also didn't happen because the interest in my movies increased many folds. Few years went by and I entered into my teens. And at that point in time, I started watching movies on my own. My father would drop me to a theatre, I would watch movies, and he would pick me up once the show is over. Some of the illustrious movies that I watched during those times include Khiladiyon Ka Khiladi and Dod. Those movies and the sensuous actresses in those movies are pretty much the reason why I became an adult much before I turned 18. And when I turned 18, the genre of the movies changed a bit. You know the kind of movies that you watch within a closed room and those movies hardly have any dialogues? Those ones. When I graduated as an engineer, started working in a company, I had some disposable income. And by then, watching movies had become an OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, that is. While my colleagues would go on or hit a pub on a Friday or go on a long drive, I would go and watch a movie soon after I was done with my work. The disorder became so prevalent that when I turned 25, I essentially ended up watching every movie that got released on a Friday. And the two legendary movies which deserve special mention here are Saas Bahu or Sensex. I say it's legendary and it's special because I was the only one watching the movie in the entire theatre. It was like a special screening of a movie after the movie was released, which was meant to be a super duper flop. The other legendary movie was Ek Aadat. And I call this legendary because I watched this with two other fellows in the hall, and this movie has no mention in IMDb. If you go on IMDb, you won't find any mention of it. So it's that legendary. And out of the two fellows, one of the fellow was my friend, poor friend, couldn't do much about it. And the second chap was friend of the producer of the movie. And it turned out that he was given the job of ensuring no movie shows get cancelled in a given theatre. Apparently by that time, the movie owners or the theatre owners had come up with a rule that at least 4 people should watch the movie. The poor guy had to buy 2 tickets. Between the time I watched Ek Aadat, the illustrious movie, and I turned 18, I went to theatre several other times, but not to watch movies. At that time, I went to theatres with my girlfriends. And when I say girlfriends, I do not mean that I had multiple girlfriends at the same point in time. All I mean is that I had many girlfriends, but at different point in time. No, it's no wonder that I have no memories of that movie. I do not remember the names, the star cast, or anything about it. I've grown old now. I'm a little over 30. But the passion for the movie hasn't dwindled. I still watch a lot of movies, but I'm a bit selective. I choose the movies and also the theatres that I watch them into. One of the cheap thrills that I have is to watch a Salman Khan movie in a really shady theatre. And the experience is of a different level because you experience everything, you get to hear everything but the dialogues. Now, one of the next levels that I want to achieve is to watch a movie in a language that I do not understand. And as you might appreciate, it can get riskier. especially when movies try to evoke sadness and you start laughing. It could be life-threatening if you are doing similar thing in a Rajnikant movie, which is picked by his fans. I intend to do this experiment in near future, and when I do that experience, I hope that all of you would pray for me. On that note, I'll sign off and request you to laugh, because that would add to my score.